What do you think is the most important thing that people should know about war that you learned? So you think war could be a reason why we want to feel deep emotions?
Of course.
He's scared.
I'm just trying to.
I believe that before we come on Earth, incarnate, we have soul contracts. Like, you have a contract, with people. Like, you're gonna teach me this lesson in a relationship, friendship, or lover, or whatever. And then you have a mission as a soul on Earth.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome to Couragers the Night Owls. Is Ukrainian, and they say that the places that Russia has invaded in Ukraine, things are normal and everybody is fine and not a lot of people are dying.
That everything is okay?
Yeah, in the places that Russia has conquered.
I don't know.
So in the towns, inside the towns?
I haven't been there.
Yeah.
I mean, but a lot of controversial information,
Yes.
which, you cannot understand, whom to believe. Maybe it's part of your inner world that you choose, maybe whom to believe. I don't know.
You think?
Maybe
That's
not.
really interesting. So basically, we choose whatever is going on inside of us.
The thing is that
That's awesome. I mean, that sounds probably right.
that's why I'm not, doom scrolling.
No.
There is when the war starts, in Russia and all this. In internet there is appeared this term like doom scrolling. Scroll all like war Telegram channels when you can see like dead bodies, like
God.
a lot of very and you cannot take your finger out of this, like out of
Because
phone,
you get so addicted?
because you're like because the emotions are so
Intense.
strong, and actually, and I never did it because I know that it's kind of it's like I don't know, watching porn or something, it's like it's prohibited, and you see like some dead bodies, maybe some parts of bodies and all this stuff, and people killing each other, that's like real time. But
So you think war could be a reason why we want to feel deep emotions?
of course.
Really?
Yes.
We look for deep emotions. That's why we go to war. We look for deep emotions within each other.
I think at some point, yes. That's why I'm also very interested in Portugal society and European society, because I'm interested as an observer, because I see that I think like for 70 years or something there was nothing here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no war. Yeah,
No war, no like huge revolutions, no repressions.
Last one was in 1974. I don't know how long ago that
also it was like
chill for most
yeah,
countries.
because if you will look at the history of Russia,
yeah,
it's like I don't know, every 15-20 years some global shit is happening. I mean, you can start from the First World War, which was 1914, like blah blah blah. Then was Revolution 1917. Then was the Civil War 1924. Like, and all Russians were killing each other. Like, you are for capitalists, you are for communists. Everyone was fighting.
Do you think it's because of your education? What's the main religion?
No,
in
I'm
Russia?
Well, then was 35, 37. It's not well known in the world, but the Stalin, the dictator, there was a lot of repressions, and basically he was killing all well-educated, a lot of smart people. He was putting them in jails, like for 15 years, 20 years, like this. My grandfather, grandfather was in jail, and like a lot of people.
Okay.
I mean, he was in jail because he was a mathematician.
Okay.
And one of the legends in family is that he had very from old times before revolution. He had very nice piano, like black, blah blah blah. And some guys came to him and said, "Oh, you have very nice, like capitalistic piano. Give it to us." I mean,
Cool.
and he said, "Oh no, I don't want because it's my father's." And he said,
Which town was this?
it was Moscow. It was like 30 something,
Okay.
19, and they told me, "Oh, okay." They told him, "Okay, ciao," like 1 week, and he got this investigation that he's carrying some guns, that he's spy. It was like common thing, and they put him to the Siberia, 15 years, like into the forest, like far away. When he returned, my grandmother found another man, and he was like, okay, because he wasn't 15 years at home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a million of people went through this. I mean, in that time, so it's like very life-changing things happened to them, and like a lot of pressure. It was I guess 30 something. Then was World War II, 49, 45. Then after Stalin was very paranoid, and a lot of people, when they went to war, they went abroad. Know what I mean?
They fled, yeah.
No, because they were kind of invading Germany,
Okay.
and they were like, wow, why they're living better than us? You know what I mean? Because in
They
Russia,
saw the Western world.
yeah.
Jealous, yeah.
And I saw letters of my grandfather. He was writing from Austria, like very beautiful, and he was like, oh, there is very interesting mechanisms in villages to like work with, like he was very surprised. And a lot of people, and Stalin was paranoid that it's danger, that then when will they return, they will say, oh, we live like bad, and the guys who were trying to invade us, they live like much better, blah blah. So after World War II, all these kind of heroes, a lot of people he put in jail again, like 10-15 years.
Okay.
And they were sitting until he died in 1953.
So how long was he in the power for? Yeah.
Till 53, I guess.
But when did he start?
Like 1920.
30
No, 24, I think. So he was kind of, and all this from, it's 1953, and it's a lot of war, repression, war, revolution, war, and it took all the strongest men, the most brave men, the 20 millions died in the war, 10 millions died there. So it's kind of in Russia it's called negative selection. You know what I mean? Negative selection, it means that the circumstances, they took the best one.
Okay.
From you have group of people, the strongest died, the bravest died, the heroes died. So they left like a lot of women, and some maybe more kind of disabled or whatever. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So they, anyway.
So you think that was on purpose? It was thought out. They thought about that, or it was just like it just happened.
No, he was paranoid that he will be kicked off his throne.
Okay.
He has doctors, and it was officially, after all this, officially they said that he had some schizophrenia, it's called. I don't know.
Schizophrenia?
Yeah. He was like paranoid. He had a lot of people who were testing his food before he eat. He had a lot of houses. He had a lot of country houses. All country houses were colored in green, so they couldn't be watched from the airplane. They were in forest, and they all were colored in green. The roof, the guy was really hardcore. You know. So if you go someday, I don't know.
It's crazy how the political system tends to attract people to the power that have.
I think that when you have these resources like power, money, everything, just go mental. Your brain cannot work with all this.
So you don't think
you know what I mean?
Stalin was schizophrenic before? He just became because of the position.
Probably
that
yes,
he had.
because when you I don't know, 20-30 years, you are ruling the huge country, very
so that's
rich.
What makes the person mental, not
Yeah,
necessarily.
and everyone
That's really beautiful.
and everyone around you is telling you that you are God, that all your decisions are the best decisions, that you are very beautiful, you are very smart, and it's like 30
So
years,
in your...
and you like, you know.
So you think that's the problem? It's not necessarily...
Well, maybe. But with Putin, I think it's the same, because he's also like this. No one around him is not. You cannot criticize him. You know what I mean? If you look at him, he's
Okay.
like walking around, and if he.
But I think we're saying two different things. I'm saying that maybe these people, they are very well intended, you know? Do you know what that means? They have good intentions in going to the power and becoming presidents, but then the way that it's ruled, and there's so many people to be ruled,
No,
and so many
it's a lot
people
of
telling them
it's a lot of pressure.
that they
yeah.
become, the pressure makes them become
maybe
like that.
yeah maybe.
Oh my God, that's a revelation.
Well, I think if
So you think all mental...
you know, if tomorrow you will win a lottery, like I don't know, $1 billion, how do you think, will you be the same person like in 1 year?
Yeah, no, probably not. I don't know.
You will be like, this huge amount of money will, like radiation, it will influence on you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, energetically, obviously.
Like
I mean,
everything.
It depends.
That's why a lot of things happen when
But a politician is not just money.
I'm
It's more than that.
yeah that it's just an example, because there were a lot of things when some poor people won lottery and their relatives kill them, you know, or they something
Because they want the money.
because everyone started
the
to
relatives.
they started to divide this money, because they didn't earn it, like mentally they didn't educate, blah blah blah, they just fall on them. That's the thing.
So, what are you trying to say? That are we greedy, or are we just hunger for energy? Because money is energy, at least for me.
I think if we will talk about Russia, or I don't know, or you just wanted to talk about people in common.
It could be that the people that have been doing bad things in power, like Putin, Hitler, all these people, because of the pressure, and not necessarily because they're bad people, you know. And I think that alone will make at least me, like, I don't know, I think we all have to forgive each other in a way, you know. Maybe everything that has been going on bad in the world has been because we need to understand something about it, or because I believe that before we come on earth, incarnate, we have soul contracts. Like, you have a contract, you know, with people. Like, you're gonna teach me this lesson in a relationship, friendship, or lover, or whatever, and then you have a mission as a soul on earth. And maybe Stalin's what?
Trying to find my phone. Yeah. Okay. I'm just interested. A little bit also continue.
Okay. Hi. So maybe these people's mission, like Stalin's mission, was to show us that pressure and greed and the way that the governments are built, you know, like how people kind of like, how basically he was a dictator, right? And so a dictatorship can turn people into a schizophrenic or schizophrenic.
Maybe
yeah.
he was. I don't know.
Or maybe the things around them turn him into
maybe
that,
the thing is that
necessarily.
maybe other people cannot succeed in this, so they need to be some. And I don't remember the Stalin's story, but I think he was like a bandit. He was robbing some horses or whatever. I don't know, when he was young.
Okay. So definitely no love from parents.
Yeah. He was. His father was very like hardcore. He was beating him, I guess, and all this stuff. And then when all this revolution started, it was a lot of energy. Like all young, like I don't know, 15 to 20, 25 years old, they were like very, wow, we will break the system, because the system was like centuries and centuries, all this monarchy, like kings, queens, you know what I mean, and like everything was like.
So he was the first one that.
No, but the Lenin, all this stuff, they started to somehow like
change.
Not change, but they started to shake this system and everything, blah blah blah, and somehow they did it, because actually it was impossible. I mean, because the huge country, like empire, Russia was extremely developed. It was more developed than USA at that moment. The first trains, a lot of iron, a lot of everything, and government, it was like elite, all speak French, you know what I mean. So very well educated in different countries. A lot of people from Europe, they came to Russia to work, to be teachers in the universities. Like it was very attractive country, but at some point they destabilize it. Yes, and somehow, because the communists, they were not the main opposition party.
So who was in the power?
There was another people, and they were like making jin, and at some point something like happened, and this like small communist, they like, oh, hello, and like, pick. You know, and everything like, and they're like, wow, they were so amazed that they could like kill this huge animal, you know, like this empire. And of course, like Lenin and all this, the first guys, they were like very enthusiastic. They, oh, we will build this communist country when everyone will be equal, there will be no rich people. And of course they were like blah blah blah, and because they were not so strong, but they had very like bright ideas, and of course gangsters and bandits, they like, oh, and Stalin was a bandit, so Lenin died somehow. I don't know, maybe he was killed or something, because he was poisoned with mushrooms or something. Because he was like.
Did he do mushrooms? Did he like mushrooms?
Yeah,
He did. He was.
I'm not sure that psychedelic mushrooms, but he was like in one of